How the Ohio players used to sing it. Heaven must be like this. It must be like this. Heaven must be like this. It must be like this. A place where you can find some happiness. All right. Me messing with this all night, so I didn't anoint anything because I got this Palo Alto wood. And I kind of went around everything with it earlier. So, plus touching the cigar, touching my essential oil ain't the greatest. So just getting this Palo Alto over here, anointing everything. Get these good energies going. All right, I'm ready to bring them sounds in. Blue Argonite to everyone. All right, my shoulder gets to hurting. Well, all right, party people, what is happening? This is the Chocolate Mountain Show, and I am your super funky host, Big Pontiac, also known as Eight Wind, also known as the Time Lord. However you can understand me and phase with me and move with me, then that's how you can understand it. That's how you can bring it in. But I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game created by the Hero Twins. I am also that one and only galactic daddy-o working me each and every one of the Chocolate Mountaineers on this galactic patio. From Minnesota to the universe. And we still doing it big tonight. We still doing it big. We are drinking still Boulder beer. And we are drinking the shake. So pop them if you got them. And just look at that golden amber color. Just look at that. Can't you smell it? Just smell it through. Smell it. Smell it. You wish you could be me right now, don't you? You wish you could be me right now having this beautiful, delicious golden ambrosia. And we are still messing with the Yukon Luca. And you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Preheats. So, let's try it again. I don't know. Can't get it to work. Oh, there it goes. There we go. I'm gonna be funky now, y'all. I'm gonna be funky now. There we go. All right. I'm gonna make it real funky for you. I saw Brother PJ was up in here. Hey, what's up, Key? How you doing? Thank you for coming. Brother Lorenzo. PJ. PJ. Do you have this one? And you got a big ass head, PJ. 758. That's big. But do you got this one? Because if not, I got this one too. But this is the snapback. But shit, look at all this detail on this one. Even got Vikings in the back. Shit, that's a lot of extra work. But I was gonna get this to Brother Sean, send this to Australia just because it said Minnesota. And if you don't have this one, I'm gonna send that one to you. I got the white Seahawks Wilson joint. Yeah, this is the one I was telling you, man. It's like that NFL apparel shit. You know, the Players Association, all that shit. This shit was $150. It was $150. I got it for 20 because he got traded. They dropped it down to 70. 20 because he got traded. Shit. And ain't no shoulder pads going under this. This is extra large. Hey, Super. Did you see the last shot by Balkovich? Clearly drawn to the back of the rim to miss. He never missed that badly wide open. Balkovich. Oh, okay. Super. I have to check that one out then. Thank you. Hey, Brother Lobo, what is happening? Unc says after hit the moon we go. For real. You know, it was a movie. A motherfucker said it was like some shit was put in the air and the dude was cooking and all of a sudden he said, you know, somebody done put some shit on my mind. Stevenson looked good tonight. Oh my goodness. And he did not fight a punk. But dude just took too much. I mean, he fought a good fighter, but can't get hit that much. They gave him so many belts, he ain't know what to do with it. Okay, so you can wear this one? Okay, bet. You can wear this one? All right. All right, then I'll send this one to Brother Sean because it say Minnesota on it. So I probably figured he probably liked that a little better. All right, bet. I got me one too. I had to get one too because I ain't had that one either. But yeah, Oh yeah, and I'm gonna send you some Palo Alto too. I'm gonna send you a piece of this. I'm gonna send Brother Sean a piece too. So it's some good stuff. Clear some energies out. And it came with I got sage. Got some sage. Keep sage. And this is what they call white grass. I think this is what this one is. Or they probably both types of sage, really. Just cut a little differently. Smell good. So good fight tonight. Okay. I tell you what, I'm gonna try to look on see on the internet about the warm-ups, to see them warm-ups they got, to see where they got them. That's the size of my cap, 7 5/8, big head gang. I wear 7 3/8. But I can wear any of them. No problem, man. Yeah, I'm gonna send some stones with you too. So I'm gonna send some stones with you. And when Valerie pop in, I keep forgetting. It's all kind of people like wearing sports stuff. So, and I'm getting some hats customized. I missed it. What did it say? I missed what you said. Owner of a stolen gun. Ali's grandson had a nice knockout. Yeah, my son showed it to me. He didn't know who he was. So he showed it to me. Yeah, my son showed it to me. But I was telling PJ, Muhammad Ali's family sold 50% of his likeness. So that shirt Shakur had with his autograph on the back, that might not have been from the family. That might have been like most of Ali stuff you buy now goes to the other people. They gave him something like for 50% of his likeness, they gave him like $60 million. Oh shoot, don't worry. Okay. Nah, they ain't pressed, baby. Because I got to put Sean's stuff together. I'm sending Sean stuff. He's in New Zealand, I think. It's over here somewhere. Oh, shoot. What did I do? Oh, here it is. Good. Well, I guess we're going to start with weirdo news. But Ali's son sold 50, or Ali's family got 60 million for 50% of his likeness. So most of the stuff you see Ali it go to that company. Shoot, I'll go back out there and see if I can get some more caps though. Conspiracy University, but yeah, I can get these good deals on these. So I like the Timberwolves stuff, the Twins, this twin stuff. I'll be getting that stuff. Oh, but let me tell you before anything. So okay, I'm getting a hat custom made, and I was hoping to show it 2 days ago, but they fucked one. Well, the machine stopped, and then I don't know what happened. So I went back today because it ain't close to me, but it ain't far. In the car, it take me about 20 minutes to drive to the outlet and, walk because, outlet be open. Don't be like the mall. The mall be closed. You be inside, but it ain't really nowhere to eat out there. You got to go to a restaurant like across the street. But anyway, and they showed me the shit and like the shit was like this. It was like one word here and then 2 letters in the rest of the word, like over, like they put one word here, and then here's, you got the panel here, and then they put one word there, and then the rest of the word over here. They did the rest of it I liked. So I was like, no, I'm not taking that. And that's like for them, like 50 some bucks. Oh, this one got the leather little thing. Oh, this got the leather pin. Okay, I didn't even notice that. But yeah. Oh, and this got a pin in the back too. Shit, motherfucker's kind of nice. So Brother Sean's gonna get this hat. Might be able to get more of these. I have to see. But it's got a lot of the stitching on it. But anyway, so they fucked my hat up, and I'm gonna have to go out there again. So yeah, we're gonna start off with Weirdoville. Let's start off with Weirdoville. And I'm gonna start off on who they fucking with in Prior Lake. This is some funny shit. Let me watch when I start going down these stories. Okay. 44-year-old woman was arrested at Mystic Lake Casino for fifth-degree possession of meth, felony possession of ammunition, previously conviction, gross misdemeanor, obstructing the legal process, interfering with peace officer, trespassing, and a warrant for and a person in the same incident, a 33-year-old woman was arrested for fifth-degree possession of meth. April 16th, a 51-year-old man was arrested for 3 counts of felony fifth-degree possession of meth, heroin, and cocaine at Mystic Lake. Now, how many times do I have to go over there and protest for those people? Look, if the gamblers want to get it on, let them get it on. If they want their meth to stay up all night and play, I say let them do it. If he wants to speedball a little to mellow it out, right on. Why are you messing with your customers? I have never seen so many people that have to go because they have a hotel at the casino. All they want to do is just go get high and gamble. And they're arresting them left and right. I mean, so what? They want to do a bump in the parking lot. What is they harming? Here we go again. A 32-year-old was arrested for fifth-degree possession of meth. A warrant for third-degree drugs. Oh, my goodness. Here goes another one. Mystic Lake reported a woman inside a vehicle smoking from what appeared to be a glass bubble pipe in the Little Six parking lot. Officers did not locate any illegal substance, and the subject was released. So someone claimed she was in there with the meth pipe getting it on. Somebody had to see something like that, but they didn't find anything. Oh my goodness. Okay, here go Weirdoville. This weirdo has been sentenced to 40 years in prison, followed by 25 years of supervised. They got to watch this motherfucker if he get out. He's 25 years old, former substitute teacher. He just got 40 years, so he'll be 60-something when he gets out. According to April 25th release, Michael James Ottinger, a former substitute teacher, engaged in schemes to obtain sexually explicit images and videos of minors and adults by using a false online persona. Ottinger threatened to dismantle the images and videos of the victims in order to extort images and videos, court doctors said. Over the course of several years, Ottinger victimized 42 people, including at least 23 minors. So 43 people is like, yeah, he did some weird shit to me. Damn. Some of who he knew from the school district where he worked. For nearly a decade, he engaged in sextortion scheme that targeted dozens of vulnerable young victims. This predator will now spend the next 40 years behind bars. Law enforcement officials were alerted to the sextortion scheme, and one of the victims contacted the FBI's National Threat Operations Center. Looks like he's going to get federal time, though. But that ain't now here's another one that just tells you. Now, this Super Sly would love this one. Super Sly would love this one. Woman receives stayed jail sentence for impersonating a man in bribe attempt. Former police officer was sentenced to 90 days stayed in jail sentence April 27th for impersonating a man in a bribe attempt of a district judge who was overseeing a child custody case. Rebecca was charged in September with felony harassment by false impersonation in the incidents in which the Scott County judge was overseeing a custody case between Piper and a man described as her ex-boyfriend. The judge received a note purportedly from the man. So he was slipped a note during the case, and it was from her. As part of the plea deal, Piper's harassment charge was sentenced as a misdemeanor, and the prosecutor would not seek charges, blah, blah, blah. The nature was closed. I just want to work on everything and make everything better and move forward, Piper said. So the prosecuting attorney, where she was a cop, did not prosecute. They handed it off to another attorney. The extremes. Here we go. The extremes that she is going to is disturbing. Adding a variety of alleged instances where Piper harassed him, like reporting him to the Michigan Labor Department. She was reporting her ex-boyfriend, the dad of her child, trying to make this man lose his job. Hockey Association, he must be a ref or a coach, while posting publicly about how he is an unfit father. She went to Facebook, she went to Twitter, she went to everybody. I fear for my life, our son's well-being. What is she going to do next? Said the ex-boyfriend. I'm a different person now because of all this. She needs a backhand. I mean, she just needs a backhand. I would just like, Judge, just let me backhand her and we'll be good. She has to do therapy, complete 80 days of community service, comply with up to 2 years of probation, not possess any firearms, ammunition, or explosives. Her lawyer argued against the community service. He's like, she shouldn't be on the side of the highway picking up bottles. As a mom, Piper was slowly losing more and more of her time with her child and made incredibly poor decisions in regard to that out of fear. She has no good excuse, but she is working to get better. That's what her lawyer told the court. The judge said, I think what is startling about this case before the court this afternoon is that there was a fair amount of thinking involved to execute the offense. And when I hear a parent try to use their status as a parent as an excuse or a justification for committing a crime, it makes me angry, said the judge. He added that while Piper had done a great deal of damage to her own life, and the victim or child had to endure this situation. So you can't on one hand say, well, I only did these things because I love my child so much, but on the other hand, to deliberately do things that are so obviously at odds with the child's best interests. So this is who they are fucking with in Briar Lake this week, y'all. This is who they're fucking with. Let me see. I saw crazy. Let's see. Exactly. They only need it to keep spending money. Hey, Crazy Sarge, how you doing, brother? So this is the exciting community that I live in. But yeah, this chick messed my hat up. So whenever they call back, if they fix it, I know another dude that can do more of what I want. But she did give me a dope design. So kind of, we'll see. We will see. Watch the USL football, watch the baseball game. Baseball is easy to fix. That's why really I don't do a whole lot of baseball. Hockey starts Monday. The Wild play Monday. The Wild play Memphis, I think. The team out of Memphis. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe one of y'all, Lorenzo, maybe you know. But the hockey playoffs start Monday, so I'm gonna be with it. So I'm gonna be all wild up on Monday. Monday's my night off. Might see me after school. But Joyful May, that's why I bust out to Palo Alto. Joyful May. I got done doing the show last night. Went to bed about 3:34. Shit. I got up at 7:30. I had some coffee. I took a nap later. I took a good hour and a half nap later before I went back out to the outlet. So But so didn't do a whole lot today. Didn't do a whole lot. That's all I did. I wanted to go out to the Mall of America so I could go out there and have some delicious Long John Silver's. Excuse me, because that's the only one in town. Is that one out there? So that's kind of what I wanted, but I didn't end up doing it. Yeah, if you guys come to the Mall of America Saturdays, if you want to go out there and you ain't staying out there, go early. Because even though it fits. Well, it's one big lot you could go to there. It could handle all the cars, but it'd be like backed up on the highway and shit some weekend. So, but yeah, you have to come early, plan it. It's a lot to do. I remember my uncle was like, "You heard so and so," and like, man, I've never heard of that before. It's stuff here that he had to hit me to. I didn't even know nothing about it. Dry fit. This is some dry fit shit too. Nike. Oh, is Nike on here somewhere? I think Nike's on the sleeve. Somewhere on this motherfucker. Yeah, it's on the sleeve. One year they put them all here, but this is all sewn in. Nice little summer joint. You know, you can wear this in the summer. So, oh, and don't forget the first game tomorrow is early. It's an early game. So for me, that's noon. That's noon for me. So, you know, look, see what it is in your area. I don't know. I don't think I'm getting. I don't think I'm getting the messages anymore. Maybe not. It looks like I'm going on, but for some reason the text isn't coming in. So, oh well, that's how it goes sometime. So if Brother Sean sees this, you know, I'll pass the information to him. And oh, there we go. That it be the injury. Oh, it looks so fake. It definitely looked fake. Definitely looked fake. Definitely looked fake. They trying. There's something with the money. It was something with the money. And I've been looking at them, the pro basketball shorts. They got the ones of the Timberwolves. They got the big dash on the shorts. I'm like, man, I like that kind of stuff. The real shorts, but with pockets in them. Nice summer gear. If it's ever summer, it's been. you go into the stores and they still selling hoodies and sweatshirts because it's still hoodie and sweatshirt weather. Supposed to rain all morning. It's raining now. I had to go out for a few minutes. It's raining now. So yeah, it is spring, winter like, I guess. But May 1st, when I get up today, I'm gonna work out. Ordered me another knee brace. Got the other knee braces. I got to put a weight bench together. Take that out in the garage. Take the weights out in the garage. I can work the rope in here. Start with yoga again, and it's gonna be a pickleball frenzy, baby. I saw Doc Rivers interview on SportsCenter. I see what you're talking about. He had one side dark and the other side was light. Oh, dark. He's got a tattoo, I think. I think Doc Rivers actually has a tattoo of a hairline, and then they spray all that in. You know, they spray it in, and then they can, you know, paint it like that. But yeah, he's like, I looked at one of my old dude I went to high school with. He's bald like back to here, and he just got a little like the Richard Nixon. Like Nixon had like a little center section. Like, you're gonna get a toupee, get it all. Just don't get a little section right here. But I want to do a thing on all the people in the government, because that's the George Washington. When you see people with all them toupees, that's George Washington. That's why. I mean, for a long time, I was trying to figure out why. Why do all these dudes need toupees? And that's it. It's the George Washington. You know, in other countries, they wear the powdered wigs. You know, some African countries still wear the powdered wigs. This. I like having one shoe on and one shoe off. But that's all that is. And now they're making all the brothers do it. You know, the brothers don't have a bald head. Tiger, look at Tiger. Tiger slowly done built some more hair up there. I don't know if y'all caught him a couple weeks ago. But Tiger, you know, Tiger's daddy was bald. So what did you expect with Tiger? Knew it was going to come to him too. Oh. But it was two good fights. I was trying to get, I don't know, PJ, the fight before, what was his name? Davis, right? Davis fought before. When they in Davis fight, he had an expression like he had gave him a good one. You know, he had gave him, like he hooked him about 1,000 times. You know how they do the video games or the Matrix where dude was getting hit with all them punches? That's how dude got hit. Dude got hit with like 4 or 5 hooks. But the look he gave, he was like, he just, you could just see the serious mouth. You about to get another one of these, mug. I'm about to give you one to take that with you. So I couldn't get the right shot, and I didn't know if I wanted to make it short or something of it. But just the look in his face was like, oh yeah, you about to get this sauce, baby. You about to get this sauce. But Carvello, shit, or Canelo, they brought him in like a king. Like it was so many people, like he's shaking hands that you thought he was coming into the ring. It was like such a parting of the seas when he came through. And I still don't think he can really speak English yet, Kenny. And that hurt Trinidad. That hurt Trinidad. Trinidad, I only saw Trinidad in one commercial. So if you're going to be in America fighting, you need to speak English just for the marketing. I always thought that Felix Trinidad, that hurt him, that he never learned English. I always felt that hurt him. So, hey, Ethan, how you doing? Your grandma and your dad's side carries the Baldus gene. Nah, it's my mother's family. I was just looking at, it's funny. I'm looking at the picture of my great-great-grandfather. He's bald with the bozo. And it's like the way our beards grow, they grow like this. And so I'm looking at his brother, though. His brother got a full head of hair. And really, I favor his brother a little more. But his brother, like, he got all his Civil War ribbons and shit. And he has a full head of hair. And he's at least 55 to 60 in this picture. So it's just funny how the two brothers now, my great-grandfather was bald. My mother's father was bald, too. But that was my grandmother's father. So let's call the bozo Kimbo Slice. There you go. Ethan, that's funny. The Kimbo Slice is for real. But, Bozo had the super fly perm. Bozo's perm was the here. I saw Bozo in the 60s and shit. WGN. Had my big ass sitting up in there. They ain't let me play that game where you drop the ping pongs in the bucket. I'd have just boop, 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 boop. They'll get the little boy that could barely stand straight. One little boy tried to pee in the buckets. Bozo put him up. The little dude whipped this shit out and started peeing in the bucket. That shit was funny. Like, that wasn't what they had planned. I guess the little boy looked at it like, oh, what? Okay. Him and his stars on his collar. Oh yeah. The ruffles. He had the ruffles and the stars. Yep. But he had the best perm. You got to say Bozo had a hell of a perm. It's your mother's side. My homeboy told me that. It's baldy. Yeah, it's called male pattern baldness. Definitely from my mother's side. Again, her father and then her mother's father. So, and I look like them. I look like the Ampies. I mean, we all got the same eyes. Like, if you look at my brother, what is this channel? Thought, Serpent, and Thought, Merlin, and the Serpent. And you look at you can see our eyes are the same. A lot of expressions we make are the same too. So yeah, I think that's what I've always heard. But surprisingly, none of my boys, because their grandfather, their mother's father, well, yeah, her uncles and her father, they're all bald, but and he got bald, and her brother is like, he got to be 38, 39, and he's bald. But none of my boys are. Like, I see my 27-year-old son, I forget that my hair used to be brown. It's like, as this gray come in, what the brown look more black. This doesn't seem to bother my cat. I'm gonna buy more of this stuff. Try to go somewhere. Eating, crunching all in my ear, man. Yeah, I'm looking at your ass. Crunching all in my ear. Oh yeah, he pissed in the bucket. Took the little boy over in front of the bucket. The little boy looked at Bozo and looked around and whipped his shit out and started pissing in the bucket. Wasn't, it's tape TV. It ain't live. TV. So they just cut it out. Got another child. Yeah. There he is. Oh, conspiracy. Let's see. Because you gave me your hat size. Maybe give it to me again. Let me see. I did write it down, I'm sure. Because I got to go out there in the next day or two. I'll get some more hats. Sean. Oh, Sean. Okay, well, I got Sean, the one that fastens right here. Okay, yeah. Okay, you got a big ass head too. You. Now Sean said he wears a 7.5. Okay, I got to remember that 7.5. But yeah, you and PJ got the big ass heads. But okay, I'll get another 7 5/8. I'll find one, or I'll get a nice snapback. I might be able to get another one of these. This really is kind of cool. Look at all that detail in the back. They only had 2 of these. I'm gonna send this one to PJ, and I bought the other one, and the other one's 7 3/8, and I didn't have this one. That's like the Jekyll and Hyde wolf, the transformation and shit. But yeah, okay. I was wondering, so I got that. I'll go grab you one. I'll go grab you one. I'll get you some Minnesota Twins or the Vikings or the Timberwolves, or maybe even the Wild. I was so mad. I finally found a red Wild hat. Didn't fit me. The shit fit on my head like a little child's hat. I was like, damn. But I got to go out there and get my other hat I got custom made. We're going to see how this custom made shit going to look, because they might have to custom give me my money back if the shit ain't really okay. Never really had a problem until now, and I don't know. Something with the machine. I don't know. I just wonder what kind of business that would be. Buy the machines, do the stitching. They be sending me the ads all the time. So I almost did it several years ago. One of my cousins, a couple of my cousins were artists, and we had looked into doing something like that. Way back in the early screen printing days when you could get that stuff. But we was going to start, doing coats and stuff. But, you always think you have more time. And some of us don't. Some of us don't. One day I'm going to do a show on how many businesses that I've tried. Because that's what America is. Oh. Hey, Brother Jeffrey, in your humble opinion, how long before people begin to starve? I'm guessing very soon. I don't know. It's like the last year, everybody been saying that, or it's been coming up in conversations. It hasn't happened. I really say, why worry about it until it does happen? It doesn't hurt to prep and have some things. I mean, I have 5 or 6 cabinets full of food. So, but think about it like this. If you had nothing but just cans and you ration yourself to eat 3 cans a day, 3 times 5 is 15, or 3 times 7 would be 21 cans in 7 days. So if you only have 200 cans, do you know how quick you would go? And of course, having rice. Beans and rice tend to last forever. They're easy to prepare. You just basically need hot water. So, very sad times. I don't know. I got a garnet nest that matches that perfectly. Man, let me tell you. Oh, I forgot. No, I forget to tell the whole story. They stole my Michael Vick. My ex's people stole my Michael Vick jersey, my McNair, I mean, a game jersey, not signed by him, but one of them kind of jerseys. It was the best game jersey I had of all my jerseys. It was a game jersey. And I forgot I had the two Garnetts. I had two Garnetts. Goodwill one time just had them big racks of them, and they was like $4 or $5. So I bought the white one and I bought the darker color one, and they took them too. And I mean, I bought them years ago, but they took them too. So those was 4 jerseys I lost because they fucking with my shit. And of course, nobody says they have any. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, okay, somebody took them. But you know, I played the nice guy. I didn't go off on their ass like I wanted to. But as always, it was he at the end. You know how shit go. It'd be he at the end. She had to short sell that motherfucker. She ain't living in that bitch either. It had nothing to do with me. Sometimes people don't realize when they have it good. You can't worry about it when it happens, then you're screwed. Things are happening now, and people just don't have a care in the world. I ain't saying the care in the world. I'm just saying you got to be realistic. Realistically, that's what it is. Realistically, if you just have saved cans, water, beans, rice, those are the things you're going to take to survive. Now, one thing you got to understand is the law enforcement are already told to go to the Walmarts. That's what the law enforcement are told. They and their families go to the Walmarts. So they are going to have a decent food supply. We saw them do that in Houston. When Houston had the floods, that's what they was told. So my best advice would be, if you got those little stores, convenience stores near a grocery store near, that would probably not be a bad place to defend, long as you could. Because believe me, hungry people I've been in a snowstorm where we had about 5 feet of snow, and they couldn't bring anything in. And I had witnessed what it looked like for an active grocery store to be empty. So, but I'm not going to stress over it until then. You know, you can only prepare so much. I just remembered I got that two-tone Edwards coming too with the Royal and Navy blue. They had those shorts. They had the shorts there because I was looking at them and I looked in the back. They had them shorts in the place I was in. They had them. But I like the ones with the big Nike on them. I don't know. The Grizzly shorts is kind of nice too. So I don't know, but they like $90. So I'm not pressed to buy them. Ain't that the truth? They don't miss you till you move on. There you go. There you go. And I've been here 6 years. She's moved twice. Well, 3 times. She moved out of the house we had. She moved into another house, and now she's in another house. So she's moved 3 times. I've been in the same spot for the last 6 years, going on 6 years. So that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes, even though it seems like you lose, you really win. And sometimes you win, you lose. Rosie Perez broke it down perfectly. And sometimes you lose, you tie. Sometimes you win, you tie. So that's a perfect breakdown. Or how much, I would say as much as you could store. As much as you could store, but just as the thing to remember about that is you can only carry so much. I mean, think about it. You got to carry food, ammunitions, and the guns. I mean, that's a lot if you have to move. Now, if you can bunker down somewhere and take a stand with people, that would be optimum. That would be the best, is being able to bunker down. Like where I live on a higher floor, so I have a perfect, rate of fire in almost every direction. Almost every direction I have a rate of fire. I would have to cut holes in my east wall and my east and west walls. I would have to cut holes in them so I'd have full range of, every angle of fire. But those are things that consider. Up here, we would have to have stoves. We'd have to have wood. So it's a lot of things to consider because people up here could die from exposure in the wintertime. So the ammunition thing is how much can you carry? Doctor Strange too had truth drop. He said dreams are us seeing the multiverse in a different Earth, basically. Yeah, yeah, kinda. I was reading a thing on Facebook. A woman put what the Divine Sophia says. I should have looked it up. But I read it and I was like, that comes from the Gnostic Bible. And she didn't put the Divine Sophia. Let me see if I can see where it would be. I had to look it up tomorrow. Let me see if it's this one. I don't think it's this one on 218. But basically, what it says, it just kind of says everything, like I say about the divine feminine. You know, I'm the prostitute and the whore. I'm the wife, and it kind of hits like that. Yeah, I have to find it in here. I have to look it up. That'll be one thing I'll try to look up if I can remember. But that's just some kind of, you know, what it basically says. What is the divine feminine? And divine feminine is all that. As I said, you know, the nastiest stuff of all that. Divine feminine came up with porn. That's part of the divine feminine. So, but it got overwhelming. It was like a porn, as I've explained many times. Porn to the divine feminine at first was a highlight of releasing the sexuality that kind of the divine feminine is, and really wanted to be expressed out there, like as they said, the free love of the 60s and 70s. You know, and that's why they came in with the AIDS thing, with the condoms and stuff, you know, stopping the real communication, or the real actual touching the electronics that go on between two people just naturally mating, you know, naturally having sex. But that's basically what she was breaking down. And it was like, I was wondering what people, the comments, and none of the comments got it. None of the comments understood where that came from. I'm looking for dead ass. I'm looting dead ass. You say you're looting. Well, I mean, it's going to be to a point where you're going to have to loot. You know, that's the thing. But you got to, even that's a risk too, because there are going to be people trying to protect their shit. And down here, it's guns everywhere. You can believe that. They damn near, when the thing first hit 2 summers ago, they damn near bought them out. Dude gave me some 223s. He gave me a box. He said, well, the deal you can get is you can get 400 rounds. No, it was 1,000 rounds for $400. That was the best deal. But again, you're talking about a big ass box, you know, about 3 feet by about 3 feet. Heavy. You know, ammunition is heavy. Even if you have, what did I have? My 226, I had 4 magazines. They carried 60, I think, each, 30 to 60. You know how heavy that is? That's very heavy. Even if you carry a sidearm and you've got a bunch of mags, you know, you got to have your weight, you know, it's heavy. So that's the consideration. How much food can you carry? How much ammunition? And then you're going to need an axe. You're going to need a couple of knives. As Nick says, you're going to need at least two flashlights if you don't have them on the guns. So it's a lot of consideration. A blanket or something if you have to lay on the ground, or even a tent. I mean, this shit would be heavy trying to move around. So you have to be practical when approaching it. That's all. When you think about that, you got to be practical about it. And I have a plan that I would try to execute that would make the most sense for me around here. But another part of it is too, is everybody ain't killers. You know, everybody really ain't killers. That's why you see so many of the young, especially the crack era children that wasn't raised, and you wonder why it's easy for these people to murder. And these people as babies was, you know, subject to these substances. and what could happen to them as they get older. You know, when we see a lot of children born without any empathy, no empathy at all. A lot of people are not going to survive because most people are retarded. Yeah. But I mean, it's a way to even check out out of this. I mean, death, that's just a part of life. You can't have life without death. And so it's okay. You just, the part that messes people up emotionally is the suffering. That's what messes most people up, is suffering. Because when you're hungry, that's suffering like a motherfucker. The suffering part is what gets you. To see children hungry, old people hungry. She said, wow, I retarded. Oh, and what does Super Sly say tonight? He said, when they call you Unc, you're old. Well, I don't think I'm not old. I'm happy to be old. I really am. So, and I don't mind. I think it's the same thing as calling somebody an elder. That's all. So, I mean, really, it would be best if that situation came. It would really be best if the people didn't fight and the people just kind of tried to cooperate. I mean, it's human nature to want to keep trying to survive and eat grass, eat trees, because there's people that would eat tree bark. They would boil tree bark, like Lewis and Clark. If you look at when they didn't have nothing, they was eating tree bark because they was stuck across the country. And when people wasn't cool with them and they didn't get, their supply chain got interrupted, their mothers was out there starving. So you'd be amazed at what you would eat. But one quickly thing that would happen really quick is all the birds would disappear in certain areas. All the rodents like squirrels, rabbits, shit up here, coyotes. I mean, they would get hunted really quickly. Those kind of things that live around the cities, they would get hunted really quick. Women's boxing match by Karen Taylor and Amanda Serrels was duking out. Okay, I didn't watch that one earlier. I know they've been showing fights all day on ESPN. I missed that. I could have not said worse. People out here really, and it's going to be their downfall. My own family. Yeah, I mean, most people are blind. I got called it now or OG. I get called it now or OG. Bet. Nah, I don't mind being called Unc. I think it's cool. It's like another word for elder. That's all. That's all that is another word for elder. And that's what I've achieved. And that's what it is. It's achievement. Because you look back and there's so many people that wish they could be in your spot. He was talking to me. I must have been a old ass 23-year-old older. I've been called that by my nephews and nieces since 2006. There you go. My nephew that passed last year, he always called me Uncle Toby. Uncle Toby. My mother still calls me by my nickname, yet she named me Brian. So make sense of that. You name me one thing, but the families from a little baby, they started calling me Toby. I have my family have babies and they are worried about baby formula, yet told people to stick them. Yeah. I mean, that's what they was rapping about tonight. You got all these people coming across the border with nobody, pressing them. You fired all them people in New York. Thousands of people got fired in New York, but yet they ain't doing nothing about the people at the border as far as making them take it. I ain't worried about that. They putting them on buses, sending them somewhere. And it's for Democratic numbers. Don't think it's anything but that. And Democrats is letting all them people over here hoping that they'll vote Democrat. Remember what they said. They said in New York, you ain't got to be a citizen to vote. You can be a legal alien and vote. You ain't even part of this country, but you can vote. Now, who would do that but Democrats? Who would allow that? Who would say that's fair? The way you said it sounded so cute. Oh yeah, that's how I used to say it though. He'd see me, he's like, Uncle Toby. Because that's, all they heard. So I've had women would be around the family and they're like, well, who are you with? And they was like, well, I'm with Brian. And they kind of look my family, because a lot of my family, like a lot of people, when I got on Facebook, people asked me why I changed my name. People I went to high school with asked me why did I change my name. Now, my newspaper clippings from when I was in high school, and a couple newspaper clippings when I was in college, they called me by my nickname instead of my real name. Even in the programs, I think in one of the yearbooks, they put my nickname instead of my real name. So, and none of my family, none of the people I grow up with, call me by my real name. People here, I've been here for the last 15 years, but nobody that I met. People from don't have to take and they here. They got a girl here. I saw a high school girl here. They put on the paper on the news. I'm hearing food shortages is more, so the meat getting scarce though. Well, I'll say, back in November, December, I was saying about Aldi's, how Aldi's all of a sudden, a lot of the chicken was gone at Aldi's. But recently it seems like it's picked back up. Like that, we got Cub Food up here and we got Walmart up here. We got Cub, Walmart, and Aldi's that basically are our grocery stores. And yeah, they ain't really, I was in Walmart, 2 days ago. Ain't really seeing it. It's still pretty full. I was in Cub today. I had to get cat food because cat food is about the same price as Walmart as it is as a Cub. It's about the same price. So, and I got these ghetto cats, they'll eat anything. If I made some macaroni and cheese and put it in a bowl and that's all it was to eat, these would be some macaroni cheese eating cats. You can bet that. They would eat that shit. I remember there was a good times where the lady, the lady made some food and the food had roaches in it. And they was telling everybody, to kind of avoid, the lady's trying to get everybody to eat a roach-filled food. Or was it, no, maybe it was dog food or something. They went to bring the food over and they thought she had made dog food because she was eating dog food. But it was just showing that she was so poor that it was cheaper for her to get substance out of dog food. As I said, when I give food out a couple times a month to really the elders around here, it's a lot of sugary shit. But you have to look at it. Sugary shit or starving. What you gonna do? Sugary or starve. You're gonna eat that sugary shit. So going to get America to destroy themselves and purge. Okay. How often do you think about that? Really, how often do you think about that? Because it's you can only deal with it once it comes. Now you can prepare and you can have as much as you can have. Again, how much can you carry? Because during those times, most people got to move around because you get attacked with force if you try to stay certain places. So you can prepare as much as you can prepare. Other than that, why stress? Because I still see a lot of stress coming out of you. Why stress over it? It ain't that I'm retarded. It's just like I can't get locked into just thinking about that. If it comes, I'm prepared for it to come. But I ain't gonna let it stress me. This is what's running out. Bottled water is really very low. That is the one thing I'll say that you don't see a lot is bottled water. Like before, you would get a half gallon for as much as this costs. You would get a whole half gallon. And this is only 1 pint, 23 fluid ounces. Same price, you would get a half a gallon. Now this is what you get. For $1.20, you get this. When it was a half a gallon for 99 cents. So this and distilled water, I don't know what people doing with the dead water. Let that marinate for a minute. Something went down there. You remember that episode? Yeah. Yeah. She's like, you think I would serve? You think I would serve, everybody dog food? No. It's just I eat dog food. Well, if you eat dog food, there's a good chance that you put dog food in the casserole. Stay away from Essie Mae's casserole. But that's, the reality. That's the reality. Because I ask people, as I deliver food, I ask people, are you diabetic and stuff? And here's all this sweet food. I think about it a lot because it's very serious. I'm not stressed. A lot of crazy things are going on and our government doesn't care. And a lot of people are truly going to suffer. Well, nothing we can do about it is do the best we can for us. I said, one of my oldest visions, I had a vision of looking at the neighborhood where I live now completely destroyed and me and my children walking away. And that's what I say. Normally you can't really stay in one spot because they'll get defended really hard. And if you don't have enough to defend it, you're going to have to move on. That's just the way it goes. If it's coming, if the wave is coming, you're going to have to move. And I think what the natural thing for most Americans is try to go south. But down south, you got all the people they letting in. Now, are they going to arm all those people? Very well could be. Trump wasn't even letting them in the country. And Biden not only letting them in with record numbers with the scarce resources we already have. I mean, they cry that shit about jobs is everywhere, but not necessarily. I mean, with inflation, how are these people coming into the country with really minimum skills going to live in this inflation? As I said, like I said last night about them Somalians, when they brought them Somalian families over here, they was giving them 50 grand. 50 grand. They gave them a block, an area, because that's how you ghetto people. So if something happened, you know where to go get their ass. That's America for you. And they gave them occupations. At one time, they was in all the garages. At one time, they dominated the cabs before Lyft and Uber. They dominated all that. They gave them those businesses to operate. Put a bunch of them up into welfare offices, gave them government jobs, state jobs. I mean, they set these people up. Oh, automatic Section 8, no list, automatic Section 8. Stressing out doesn't solve it. No. Stressing out, yeah, it doesn't solve it. Doesn't solve it at all. So all we can do is just keep moving every day. That's all we can do. And be joyful while you do it. Be joyful while you do it. That's all you can do, is be joyful while you go about your day. And the more you stress about it, the more miserable it's going to make you feel. So the best way to deal with it is just when you wake up every day, you start dealing with it then. If Godzilla ain't blow the neighborhood up when you wake up, then it's a normal day. So, because it's enough that we got to stress out. Yeah, be joyful, but stay vigilant. Yes, be joyful, but stay vigilant. That is very well said, Miss Jody. That is it. That is it. It's like I saw this dude, and I know this dude was like checking me out because I got out the car. He gets out the car shortly afterward, and he's shadowing me. I could tell he's shadowing me. And so I kind of wigwam, kind of crisscross through the store and stuff just to kind of see how he was moving. And it was a point in the store where I lost him, and then I was able to watch him. And then I think he figured out I figured it out. So, but it's like, yeah, you got to watch people. You got to watch people, because any sign of weakness, people will take advantage if they can't have that opportunity. So don't look weak. Don't look like a victim when you go out. Pay attention. Shit, where was I today? And looking at everybody looking down at their phones. Like, damn. Got to pay attention to the world. Even though you're waiting, you still got to pay attention to the world. Most people be like this. It's people don't be mad they walking now. They got phones. Motherfucker got phones. Just got to walk somewhere, like walk miles. It be people like it's a highway and it's where it's bike path, it's bike trails, and people can walk. And it be people like I'll go do the fuck I got to do, and I come back and I'll pass the people. They don't walk 2 or 3 miles because like to go to the grocery store, Walmart, or go either direction is about 5 miles, and you see people humping that 5 miles. So, but they don't be mad. Motherfucker be facing the phone. Don't be mad. Motherfuckers now be like, shit, walking. And I don't mean walking to exercise. I mean walking. That's the only way they got to get around. They got to be somewhere. They got to walk to get somewhere. So, but they don't be mad because they have their phones to occupy their minds. Even though they suffering. Like used to never make sense to me back when phones first started coming out. You see a person with a phone, but they ain't have a car. That made no sense to me. Well, I mean, most people are different on a different vibration. Most people are programmed. There's nothing you can do about that. People are going to be programmed. That's it. And all you can do is, if you don't want to deal with programmed people, don't deal with them. When I be thinking one of these places be having some enchantment and shit, I take this shit back out, look through it. This shit picks up that shit. Sometime if it be weird shit in the house, I'll run it through this optical calcite. You can kind of pick up shit. There's clearer pieces than this too. This piece has been kind of beat up, but it still works. It picks up the anomalies. You think it's some weird shit out there. Yeah, but all you can do is move on. Take care of yourself. That's the thing. There's no saving people. There's no saving our culture, our race. There's no saving that. There's only one group of people that really have true unity. And I call them peoples, but they got unity. They're the only people that really got unity. A little bit of the Catholics, a little bit of the Christians, but them peoples by far got the best unity. They spend with each other, so the money stays amongst each other. We won't do that. That's the thing about reparations. All the electric car dealerships, jewelry stores. I mean, people would blow the money very quickly. I mean, what is the story about pro football players? Within 5 years of being a multimillionaire, they're broke. How's that? How's people that come from humble beginnings sometimes, they become multimillionaires, but within 5 years of doing their occupation, they're damn near broke. Why is that? And that's what should be eliminated. Because most young men that do get these opportunities have enough money to last for a lifetime if they invest it right and wisely. And understand that you're going into a sport that has a life of 2.5 years. When I was a child, it was 5 years. Now it's basically a pro football is 2 years. Basketball, life's a little better. Baseball, if you don't make it to the majors, you can make good money playing minor league baseball. And the better thing about basketball, the money leagues have popped up. So dudes that can hoop, that don't go to college, don't make it to the NBA, there's still places you can make money. That's the good thing about what has happened. But so the NBA ain't the end. You only make it the end. You do what you love, but you got to do a couple other things. So if you got to work and you got to hoop, well, that's what you got to do. You got to coach. If you want to coach and to help you hoop, to give you a gym, that's what a lot of dudes do. To be in the gym every day, to have balls, have the gym time. A lot of brothers coach. So you just have to keep moving, have to keep planning. You have to be like the waves of the water, fluid. Most people are not good with money because we love material too much. That's a good point. That's the thing. See, what our people wouldn't understand is if everybody just woke up every day and had $1 million in gold, all right, which is a little more, is something that's going to, the value of this $1 million is going to go up and it's going to go down. But our people wouldn't understand that if everybody's millionaires, you have no one to impress. That's the one thing this bug did. It showed that you don't need this material stuff. That's what the bug showed. That what you had before the bug came was okay. You don't need the material stuff. And that's one thing that pointed, and I think Corey Holcomb was one that said that. He's like, man, all this stuff I've been wearing, all this money I spent on clothes. So, but amongst millionaires who some cereal or some shit. But yeah, but that should be taught. More and more schools are going to that because parents are asking for it. More parents are asking that finance be charged, finance classes, business classes. And I think my high school offered that when I went to high school. Seemed like the JV basketball coach was the business class person. Yeah, I think I found a way that doesn't mess with my cat. This little pizza had a whole room smelling like this, smelling that wood. Giving them good vibrations. I'm giving those good vibrations. Good vibrations. But yeah, I know it's late. I'm sorry. I had a little business to do up to the last minute. And my man didn't come through till about 12:30, about 12:40. So we could talk some things over and get some things done. So that's when he got off. And that was the time schedule. And I didn't want to have to start again. I thought it was just after I got done. So I know it's late. So I know it must be going on 2 now. So I wasn't going to go very, very late tonight. Just wanted to come on and touch with everybody. And again, thank everybody too that tunes in and try to give out just as much as, the energy you give me, I try to give it back for sure. And, Jeffrey, it's not, I don't take solutions very lightly because that's what it is. You saying, what would be solutions if we was faced with this? And that's what's got to be considered. Is like, what kind of solution can we have? And that is for real. That's realer, what do they say? It's realer than real deal Holyfield. Is what kind of solutions can we have? And, I came up with a few. And those aren't easy solutions, but nevertheless, still solutions. But you just got to consider all that. Because moving around ain't going to be easy. Especially, people get hunted. And what did Biden say? People ain't got jets and bombs. And ain't that the truth? But people do have the infrastructure. And that's how people survive. Peace and good vibes, definitely. And that's how you've got to be. Be aware, of your surroundings and the way you move. That's all. We live in a different world. If you see people checking you out too much, especially the young ladies out here, you see people checking you out too much, be aware. And a lot of times people back down. Baby boomers are part of the reasons we are in this stuff. How is the baby boomers' fault? We're in this thing because of societal. Because the greedy have become more greedy and the people allowed it. What Floyd did should have continued everywhere. Everyone, that was the point to uproar. That was the time to really face the beast. And again, what did they say? And I'm gonna get you, sucker. Everybody got government jobs. They said, okay, you guys give. We'll pay you 15. We'll pay you $20 an hour. But then they hit you with the biggest inflation in the last 50 years. That's how this thing works. So your $20 an hour, your $15 an hour don't really mean that much. That's what inflation means, basically. So I don't know if you can just blame it on the baby boomers. It's everyone. It's everyone that thought that believing the scientists. First of all, that's a big part of it. It's funny. I watched Jason Black, and he was saying that the government was making some references to the brother that Corey Holcomb likes, the brother Raza. Raza, you can see him doing that Scientology shit. So that ain't no leader. That's part of the scam, you know, part of people that's scamming people. Well, you know, this is the thing. Most of the baby boomers is 60 plus. So how are you saying that it's the older folks that did that? You know, I don't know. It sounds like you listened to somebody that said that. That's Jason Black be talking that bullshit too. Talking about it's the baby boomers. It ain't the baby boomers. It's the society in a whole. Now we the last couple presidents, just Obama. Trying to think. Biden wasn't a baby boomer. He from the great generation. Biden has to be, because baby boomers started in 48. So Trump was born before 48, and so was Biden. So, okay, it's 2 a.m, so I ain't gonna go too much longer. But the Illuminati was put together in the 1800s. So there was a guy who explained Illuminati to people, and people just laughed at it because of, but see, if you look at what the baby boomers did do, the baby boomers left and said, fuck you, we ain't gonna be in those cities anymore. We taking off from the cities, we gonna live in these communes. That's the Charles Manson bullshit, was to scare people off the communes, because people, that's what they don't tell you, that a lot of the hippie era, the baby boomers said, fuck you, we gonna go live on our own. We're going to educate our children on our own. We're going to eat healthy foods, and we don't want your TVs. We'll bring some radio, or we'll make our own radio stations. And that's what baby boomers started. And you had the government make a movie and called it the Charles Manson shit. They made a movie. That's all that shit was all movie people involved, so you know it couldn't be real. Hey, Brother E, what's happening, Brother Edward? Thank you for coming. So this was the right idea. They had the right idea to separate from this stuff. That's what Elijah Muhammad talked about with Malcolm, was separate. That's what really the treaty of the Ohio River was. You motherfuckers stay on the East Coast, leave us in the middle of the country to fuck alone. That's what Tecumseh and his brother, the prophet, was preaching. This is the battle line right here. Long as y'all stay over there, we will get along with you. But you know, the British, the divide and conquer. People starve in areas overhunted. So, you know, these people, the original Americans, had to pick a side. And really, the British was just divide and conquer. That's all it was. The War of 1812 basically was it. Tecumseh was right. But it's the same thing. You had one Indian tribe that was getting gifts and shit from the Americans. And so they said, fuck these other Indian tribes. Don't got nothing to do with us. They kicking us down. It's good for us. This is where the people was retarded. Not understanding that the good of all melanated people has to be considered, not just the good of one tribe. Cherokee is one of the oldest tribes that work for them. The Wharton tribe and the Cherokee. Cherokees started fighting for the rebels. And then later they switched sides. Oh. The craft of Amun-Ra was pure masonry. Yeah, yeah, and that was spread around the world. That's what was given to the Europeans. Europeans went, that blew their mind when Napoleon went and conquered Kemet, Egypt, that they later the Greeks called it. That blew their mind that it was ancient history. These motherfuckers really didn't have any knowledge of ancient history. And again, this ancient history that was taught of control. The Kemetans is the first one to tax their people. And you know what them people say? Them people say amongst each other, they cannot have what they call usury. You can't have interest. It's okay to give everybody else interest, but it's not okay to do interest amongst each other. It's just sad when it got bad. All it could have been prevented because of greed, ignorance. We destroyed ourselves because we let these bastards do what we upset. Yeah, I feel you. The priesthood of Amun-Ra was actually an ancient mystic occult order. Freemasonry is the speculation symbolism. Yosef Ben-El is a 360 degree. I mean, most of them was. I mean, everybody talking about even Dr. Ben, and what was the other one? The blind dude. Even the blind guy. Look up who educated him. You think he's always talking about the African and the black spirituality? Who educated him? I can't even think of his name. The little blind dude, the dude who went blind. He wasn't for us. He was that African shit, So, and a lot of that Africanism does come with being Masons. Means I was just saying when I started off earlier, you got African countries still wear the powdered wigs when they do court. They do the parliament just like the Europeans taught them. You would think once they got their country and just them, they would get rid of that shit. But no, they still do it. So they're that brainwashed. I mean, you wonder why all these people don't want to live in their countries. It's because the government, the CIA, and the army, the military, been down in them countries destabilizing it. That's why those people don't want to be in those countries, because they destabilize. Even the people that dig for gold and stuff. It's nothing but warlords down there that tax the people to take some of their gold. They got to pay them too. And ain't nothing really the government can do, because the government going to be in them jungles everywhere to protect everybody. And so this kind of corruption has been going on in all those countries. And it's a lot has to do with America and our government destabilizing South America, destabilizing Mexico. Hunger starts with brainwashing. Yeah, I agree. So we are a brainwashed people, no doubt. We don't look for the best interest of everybody, but that comes with divide and conquer. That's what you have to understand. That's the Revolutionary War was about, really divide and conquer. A lot of the native tribes was told that if they fought for England, it would be better for the people. And the war didn't end. Like 1776 is a farce. They did not quit fighting till the 1883, I think, or 1885, somewhere in there. And then they went to war. Britain went to war. Remember, Britain burned the White House down. Dolly Madison, James Madison, they had to get up out of there because the British troops landed in D.C. Started burning that shit down. So the War of 1812 almost worked. And the only good thing about that would have been possibly a barrier between the Midwest and the Americans would have been on the East. So we would have had three separate countries. 3 separate countries. It would have been the Midwest people, and it would have been the tribes out in California, the plains. Those people came much later. They came much later. These BW, Black impositions of American power, are brainwashed as well. Of course. These sisters really think, like, they looked at this woman that hates them as a people, that she ain't even a woman. She can't even define what a woman is, yet she's sitting inside being a woman. So she's sending a message out there. And they already, tell you that she was light on, so they already telling what she was about. So the people in Atlanta think that women are the reason that Joe got in. And it wasn't about what was best for the country. It was about anything to get rid of Trump. And now look at the situation. So they got it. This is what they want. They got it. We just need to get Trump out of there. And as I said before, I was reading the book, The Dying of Whiteness. And I heard my mother say she was just tired of seeing Trump. She just wanted him gone. She's tired of seeing him. And don't you know, in that book I read, The Dying of Whiteness, when they was interviewing somebody down in Kansas, he said the exact same words my mother said. But he said about Obama. But he said it the same exact sentence my mom. I'm just tired of seeing him on TV. I'm tired of hearing him talk. But it was the exact same page, and it's like the Smiths, when the Smiths take over. That's why I always get on my mom. I'm like, bring my mom back. Go away, Smith. Go away, Smith. Because you'll be talking to a person. It was the same way when they was, pressing the smudges. It was the same thing. One minute you're just like, one day my mother called me crying. I just think you need to do it. She was crying like a motherfucker. I just really worried. But you see how the program hits you and just will stress you all of a sudden out of some shit that ain't stressful. So that's why I'd be like, go away, Smith. Be like, go away, Smith. Go away, Smith. Then you like the vampire movies where they bring out the silver and shit, and they bring out the crucifix, and none of that shit worked, and the vampire just laugh at their ass and they tear their ass up. Because it made vampires punks. If you can just pull out a crucifix, get the fuck back, or have some fucking holy water, and you can squirt gun holy water on them and fuck them up. Or even like the witch in the Wizard of Oz. I mean, do you think all the people would have been scared of the witch if they'd have just known they'd have poured a bucket on a water on the bitch, she'd go away? Like the first day she came around hexing people and shit, motherfucker, when she wasn't looking, just threw some water on her. She'd go away. Like, yeah, we got this our castle. Took Dorothy to figure it out. Like, what the fuck we scared of this bitch for? I feel the political thing was planned. Now look at what we got going on. Of course, it's planned. It's all planned. It's diagrammed. It's diagrammed for years in advance. That's why they only release tech. Their tech is at least 100 years, if not more. That is what the My or the Me does. It gives the controllers the technology, and they slowly push it out. The internet is for them. The internet, if you want to talk about aliens and shit, this was faster communication for whatever force runs this for them. We get the side effect of it. But this is the force for them. So that's how you got to look at it. Well, guys, I'm not going to go too much longer because it's late as fuck. But I will give the divination tonight. And this is what I would be. I would be called a 13 Esteban. 13 S-Knob. I would be considered a 13 S-Knob would be what my name would have been. Common usage: knife, flint. Qualities: timelessness, discrimination, clarity, hall of mirrors, spiritual worship, sword of truth, facing shadow, integration of paradox. The symbol is the mirror or the sword. Number is 18. This is also the harmonic. I can't think of it, but this is kind of how our souls look, something like this too. Harmonic wave. Color is silver. Herbs are pomegranate or sage. Orchids is the flower. Flower essence is water violet. Self-forgiveness. Scents are lemon or sweetgrass. Lemon, wintergreen, or spearmint. Stones are optical calcite. Isn't that funny? I showed some optical calcite. Diamond, phantom crystal, silver, pyrite. and then no such thing as silver pyrite existed. It's a earth element, air element. Direction is from the north. The shadow would be illusion, judgment, self-doubt, separation, being caught in problematical hall of mirrors. Thinking illusion has power over your ability to change your experience. Look at the mirrors provided by other people and life situations as gifts. See how you maintain the illusion in your life. Use discrimination, discernment. Face your shadow. Look in the mirror. Wield the sword of truth in your life to release and forgive. Harmonic is dissonance. The mantra is, let's see, alternating one arm at a time. Reach above your head, then cross your arms in a downward sweep if the arms were swords cutting through illusion. Yes, kind of like this. So you put your arm here and then you kind of go like this and you'd go, I am the truth beyond mirrors. I now step through the mirror to the greater reality. And you also would go, I am the sword that is not a sword which can cut away that which never really was. Only a mirrored reflection of the truth beyond mirrors. Oh. So yeah, I'll definitely be on regular time tomorrow, maybe slightly later. We'll see. Thirsty Esteban, damn, that's my name in Spanish, Stephen. And I was born on the 13th. Crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. I wanted to show this. And I've showed this many times. But this kind of shows like the different kind of parallels you can go into. It is called Galactic Cross-Section of Earth, and receiving galactic programming as the wave harmonic, because the overstated here is how you would be the wave harmonic. Let me see if there's a bigger picture. All right, we'll have to go with this. But this is the binary code. How the binary would be flying by you. But you see the shape, and then you see the full shape here. That's kind of what your spirit looks like with the binary code moving like that. Wave harmonic. And that's how you become part of the universe. Without this. Without this rag is, the laughing Jesus. You guys should dig the laughing Jesus. The doubting Thomas and his boys sitting there, they got the Luca, they getting it on, and, they looking at him, torturing this other dude. He's like, man, don't you care about your brother, your twin? He's like, that's just rags they killing. They can't kill the idea that's me. They think that by killing those rags, that's killing me. Shit, I'm going to hit this motherfucker again. I'm going to laugh at him and shit. And Doubting Thomas and his boy just laughed because, they laughed at what they was trying to do. They thought by killing that thing, they killed the idea. And that's where the laughing Jesus comes into. And that's why with all this fate, misery, you just look at it and say, it don't mean nothing, not a thing. You can get through it. I mean, death ain't the end, it's the beginning. It's you learning how to let go of this stuff. That's what death is really. It's getting freed from this. I mean, why do you think? I was looking at one lady, 122 years old. Why do you think they try to keep people around like that? And sometimes them people don't look all that joyful. Now the Army vet that was 112, he's smoking 3-4 cigars a day. He was getting it on. He could walk, he could drive. Now, if they had some shit that was going on, he would make them wheelchair his ass. He was 112, his woman was 85. That's some pimping to me. That is some pimping to me. So these are some things to think about. As I said, we're going to try to get more and more and try to give out the true meaning of how to use this. This is a deep book, and it's how to use it. It ain't about the blood. It ain't that. I don't even think Bomber can use it the way I use it. I really don't think so. But he hit me to it, so I give him all the thank you, Brother Bomber. And so I give you the aware energy transformation, the transformation into the feline like instinct, transformation of the man into his natural instinct. This is Omen. That's Mayan. That's Mayan. This is Omen, or Omek, or Omeka. This is Aztec, but they copied the calendars from the Mayan. It's one of the same calendar. It's based off the 1320, which would be roughly right in here. 1320 is marked on here. A lot of people look at it and they look at the god with his tongue out. But if you really look at what the vibration is, it's marked 1320. You know how to read it. Same as the binary code. I Chong ain't, it was invented before that. So look it up. That ain't I Chong that I showed you. That's the binary that comes from the Americas. So let me see. I think it was one thing I did want to bring up. Oh, PJ, I saw the Black Jackie Robinson. I'd never seen it before. I saw it today. It was definitely sharp. Okay, here's the funny shit. Sly mentioned the seer. Okay, let me tell you. So Sly mentioned the seer. When my brother first brought a seer to me, I met him, talked to him, didn't meet him, but we talked, did the show. So I started calling around, asking, what's happening with him. Was he a good noble Moor? Is this somebody that, this time walking stuff we can go further with? And so I contact Turtle Gang. And Turtle Gang was like, yeah, I know who that dude is, but that dude left New York. And he did. He left New York a long time ago. He'd been in Florida for a minute. He lived with the peoples down in Florida. But he said, I'm feeling impartial. He said, some of the stuff I don't really agree with, but, Well, guess what was on Facebook the other day? A seer and Turtle Gang having a talk about the indigenous movement. This person that he claimed not to know, but that ties into what Sly said. He is the most famous Moor. Turtle Gang has got some kind of slant, and I ain't trying to, I'm just saying there's a slant there. There's some type of slant there with him, and now he's hooking up with a seer. I find that interesting because really their points of view, Turtle Gang is related to Chris Rock. Rock is their, one of their family names. The Neppies, Chris Rock is the Neppy. So it's Turtle Gang. So what do you say? I wave my hands in the air. Yes, sir. I'm gonna bring it out soon. Okay. The Omen is about mastering the anonymity that you can have more effective, efficient ways of transitioning to other paragams and realms. That's a good point. It really is. The same with the bat. The bat can get you in that same kind of consciousness as well. And the same as being able to transform into an eagle, and definitely what they say is the transformation into the panther. So the time walking words of Mora, it all starts with a gentle sadness. They came from their original homeland. They knew that they had exact numbers of years and days before they disappear off the earth as a culture and a lifestyle. But the civilization would build to a gentle love. They knew how to separate cycles in the great serpent. And to all my relatives out there, I am another yourself. So that is how you should be. You should be able to look in someone's eyes, look outside of their eyes, slightly possess them for a few seconds, just so you can get that point of view of what they're trying to communicate to you. And sometimes you can see the fair or foul in that too. Mind reading. You ain't even got to possess them to read their mind. And tonight, as you go on your creation ball field, That they tricked you into thinking it's a bed. They tricked you to thinking that the creation ball field is just a sport. It's not. It is your way to move through space-time. And so as you lay in your creation ball field, and wherever your creation ball field is, may it be protected. May everything that you put in there protect you because you put it in there. And if you have not made any agreement to be bothered, there's nothing that should bother you because you have made no agreement. They have no right into your dream screen. So everything that you put in there, every color, every knick-knack should protect you, and it will protect you because you brought it there. You put it around you. All the things you put around you, they should protect you. And tonight they will protect you. So may you be unbothered as you wake up into this May 1st day of really where people consider it summer, even though up here it's still cold as hell. No, not. It's in the 50s. May you be protected. And then those of you that are working tonight, may you work your shift or your time, whatever it is, may you do it safely. May you get through it. May you get through it without any hassles, arguments. Just get through it and move through it. And may you be able to go home safely to your family. As I say it, as it will be done. And remember that love just is. Love just is. There's nothing you can add to love. It just is. It's one thing. It's love. It has no equal. It is supreme. It is the supreme vibration. One of my notes I didn't say is this. If you listen to an R&B love song for the 70s, they put love in your heart for 2 or 3 minutes. For 2 or 3 minutes, they put love in your heart for 2 or 3 minutes. And this is what they've done better than anybody else to put love in your heart. Is that kind of music. They have been able to put that in 2 or 3 minutes to try to, what the witch say, love or above. And so that's why I listen to this music every day, because it helps my vibration to start my day just hearing about love. Before any stress, any problems, first thing I really want to hear as I get together is I want to hear love. I want something to raise my vibration up. And then I change it. Cowboys and girls, I remember when I used to play shoot 'em up, bang, bang, shoot 'em up, baby. I remember when you got your first baby coach. Oh, but I love all that kind of music. And so final word is the days are long, but the years are short. The days are long, but the years are short. I think that's a good way that I pass that on to consideration. Those are the words of Robert Heinlein, or Hyland. I think my mom said his name's Hyland. So, in a book called Time Enough for Love. Great, great book. So, I just wanted to send it out there. I'm going to be sending this stuff out. I got a little more pick up. I got to go to the crystal store too, pick up some crystals, some new stuff. Because I haven't really bought any crystals probably about 2 years. I don't think. I got the calcite from the liquor store because I wanted the bags, but the calcite is very protective. So I'm sending that out too, because it's a nice little, black stones in themselves are protective. I mean, right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got like 5, 6 black stones around me right now to do this, to put myself out here. I need all the protection I can. I need this to hold tight as I can. I need, my thoughts not to be corrupted as much as possible. I need it to be completely, what I have to say. And sometimes I do get inspiration, and I go back and look at it, and I'm like, well, damn, where did I say that from? Where did that come from? And so sometimes this does get, where you get inspired, and hopefully things you say inspire others. I mean, that's all. That's all you can achieve, and you give it freely. And for the most part, I do give this freely. For a year, my channel wasn't monetized. When I could have monetized it. I could have monetized it 6 months ago. I'd hit those thresholds then. So, but it is a business. That's all. It's a business too. So, well, y'all, I will be back tomorrow night. Yes, tomorrow night. And yeah, around 12:15, 12:30. I think the games are fairly early, so break down the games. Maybe I can come on earlier to break down the games. It just depends how the day goes. I have to see what's happening, what I'm end up doing. But enjoy your evening. May you rest well. And till we meet again, say less. Thank you.